If you've ever dived headfirst into the epic, mind-bending world of progressive rock and thought, whoa, what just happened? You are not alone. Now, in today's video, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest mistakes new prog rock listeners make, and trust me, these can really make or break your experience. Avoid them and you'll unlock the door to some of the most legendary music ever made. I'm going to debunk 5 of the most common mistakes for you, and really to ensure that your listening experience is even more pleasurable. Now, I can assure you that I've gone through each of these mistakes more than once on my prog journey over the years. It is, however, worth resolving all of these examples, as the outcomes will definitely improve your experience and understanding. Make sure you stick around, because the last mistake is by far the most important. So let's make a start. So the first up is expecting instant gratification. Now, in a world of 3-minute pop songs, prog rock is the exact opposite. It's about patience, storytelling and immersion. You can't just skip through a 20-minute epic like Close to the Edge or Supper's Ready and hope to get the full experience. Prog rock unfolds over time with layers upon layers of sound that reveal themselves really on multiple listens. This is music you need to live with. If you're expecting an instant hit of dopamine, you're going to miss out. The key is to remember it's a journey and not a sprint. The more time you give it, the more rewarding it becomes. Mistake number 2 is only listening to the big hits. Yes, He's Roundabout and Pink Floyd's Money are all awesome tracks, but prog rock is more than that and is littered with hidden gems. Some of the best songs have simply never made it to radio because they're too long, too complex, or really just too weird for mainstream audiences. But that's where prog shines the brightest. If you're only sticking to those chart toppers, you're missing out on the deep cuts, the real heart and soul of prog. Tracks like The Cinema Show by Genesis or Starless by King Crimson are just as essential, if not more so. Mistake number 3, thinking all prog rock sounds the same. Well, prog is not just long songs with complicated solos. You've got a huge range of styles within the genre. From the symphonic sounds of bands like Yes and Genesis to the jazz fusion of a band like the Mahavishnu Orchestra or the heavy prog of Rush and King Crimson. Prog rock is a huge universe. If one band doesn't click with you, keep exploring. Now, you might find your perfect matches somewhere else. For some, it's the spacey soundscapes of Pink Floyd. For others, it's the technical wizardry of, say, Dream Theater. Mistake number 4 is overlooking the concept albums. Now, if you're just jumping into random songs without paying attention to the full albums, you're missing the big picture. Prog rock is known for epic and album-length storytelling. The concept albums are a key part of the prog DNA. They're immersive experiences where each song is a chapter in a much larger story. Now sure, a track like Comfortably Numb is great on its own, but when you hear it as part of the journey on the wall, it hits another level entirely. So don't skip that context. Here we are, the biggest mistake of them all. It's thinking about the musicianship only. Now don't get me wrong, prog rock has some of the most talented musicians on the planet, but focusing only on that technical skill can distract you from what prog is really about. It's emotion, atmosphere and storytelling. Sure, you can marvel at a crazy guitar solo, but what makes prog rock legendary is the way it creates entire worlds of sound. It's about those moments that transport you, not just the technical complexity. Now, the emotion of a slow build, the way a melody carries you, the storytelling in both lyrics and music. But if you're only focused on the flashiness, you're missing the heart of prog. So those then are the 5 biggest mistakes new prog rock fans make. Now, if you stay clear of these, you'll be on your way to fully appreciating one of the most rewarding genres of music out there. Remember, prog is a journey. The deeper you go, the more you discover. Now, the prog scene was dominated by a few bands nicknamed the Big Six, and in this video, I take a look at one of the biggest bands in that list.